What is in Spain's new Auto Plan 2030? Will Volkswagen Group see some tariff respite? And which car sharing company is pulling out of the UK? This is the Automotive Update, presented by Autovista 24. I'm Tom Geggus, Autovista 24's editor, here with the latest edition of the Automotive Update. I'm going to take you through the last 7 days of automotive news. This week, Spain announced a new plan which could have a big impact on its automotive industry. Joining me to discuss this is Anna Azofra, Regional Head of Valuations and Insights at Autovista Group. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Tom. Very happy to be here with you at this very interesting moment in the Spanish market.
It is indeed, because the details of the Auto 2030 plan were announced in Spain this week. Can you tell us the standout points from the scheme?
There was a lot of anticipation to learn about the Plan Auto 2030, which will come into effect on January 1st, is much more than an incentive program. It's an industrial strategy, a long-term commitment, I would say, and a clear bet on sustainability. And not only in terms of decarbonizing the vehicle fleet, but also ensuring the long-term sustainability of the automotive industry. Overall, 1.28 billion will be directed to the automotive sector, including industrial capacity, battery production, and charging infrastructure. And I know the section related to purchase-intensive incentives is usually the most interesting, since it directly affects consumers' wallets. Let me start anyway with what I believe is the most important part of the plan, the investment in industry. This is industry transformation strategy aimed at positioning Spain as a leader in electric vehicle and battery production in Europe, and integrating battery manufacture into the automotive value chain is essential for boosting competitiveness. And it is an advantage that, for instance, Chinese manufacturers currently enjoy. Then the industrial transformation plan is ambitious. Its goal is to strengthen Spain's position in the European automotive landscape. A second highly important and necessary pillar of the plan is the reinforcement or the expansion of the charging network. At the moment, Spain still lags behind other major markets when it comes to charging infrastructure. We currently have around 40,000 charging points, and although the pace of deployment has accelerated over the past year, the network is still not enough to meet current needs, let alone growing demand, and especially if the goal is to continue stimulating electric vehicle adoption. Ensuring real and widespread access to charging is essential, not only in major cities, but across the entire country. And the new plan focuses specifically on expanding charging points in rural areas and so-called shadow corridors. And of course, no less important is the renewal of the incentive program for million to continue stimulating electric vehicle sales. While we still don't know the detailed structure of the scheme, two major changes compared to most have been confirmed. First, centralization. Until now, funds were allocated nationally but managed by regional governments. Under the new plan, fund management will be centralized to ensure equal access to incentives and to speed up their execution, addressing the second major issue of the previous system. Up to now, consumers often receive incentives months or even more than a year after the purchase, creating both financial and bureaucratic barriers. And the new plan will accelerate this process, enable the incentive to be applied at the moment of the purchase.
And the Spanish new car market has been performing really well this year, right, Anna?
Yes, that's exactly what has happened. When we observe the macroeconomic data, we see that Spain has positioned itself at the forefront of Europe. In particular, we have benefited from moderate inflation, which has kept demand more stable than in other European markets, something we often discuss in our webinars. At this point, we have already recorded 15 consecutive months of growth, resulting in a 15% increase in year-to-date sales. It's true that these figures are still below pre-pandemic levels, but they are getting much closer to what we could consider the market's natural size.
You mentioned moves earlier, Anna. Can you tell us how much this has influenced Spain's current new car market positivity?
Sure, the MOVES program has clearly contributed to the adoption of BEVs and PHEVs. Spain was far below in electric vehicle share, but this year has marked a turning point, and we have gone from 5 to 10% just a few years ago to more than 20% in recent months market share. In any case, the preferred option for new car buyers continues to be hybrids, while combustion vehicles keep losing market share.
Okay, in that case, I think it's time we get on to the all-important question. Do you think that the Auto 2030 plan is going to keep the Spanish new car market's momentum going?
I would say yes, without a doubt. I believe the centralization of the incentive plan and the removal of bureaucracy in its management will further boost sales of electrified vehicles. Until now, the delay in receiving the incentive and the different management by the regions created some confusion and uncertainty. The expansion of the infrastructure will be a facilitator in the decisions to purchase an electric vehicle. And finally, the transformation of the industry, the gain in competitiveness in the manufacturing of batteries and electric cars, will increase the accessibility to EVs and will keep Spain on this positive path toward decarbonization, without forgetting other measures such as scrappage schemes, which should be part of these more comprehensive plans.
That's wonderful. Anna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks to you, Tom.
Now, if you would like to read all of our new car market coverage, including Spain, France, Germany, Italy, and the UK, then just head over to Autovista 24. Or perhaps there's another market you would like us to unpack. Well, all you need to do is go to the comments if you're listening to us on Spotify, or reach out to us on LinkedIn. Now, if you'd like to get our insights directly into your inbox, then just sign up for our email. There is a sign up form at the bottom of our homepage. And check out our YouTube channel as well. There you'll find our What Is Explainer videos, Launchport insights, and webinar recordings. And of course, subscribe to the Autovista 24 podcast wherever you listen to us. The EU is reviewing its tariffs on Volkswagen Group models made in China. This follows VW Neue, the producer of the Cupra Tavascan, and Seat, the importer of the battery electric vehicle, proposing a price undertaking to the European Commission. The interim review investigation will examine the acceptability and practicability of the undertaking. A spokesperson for Seat confirmed with Autovista 24 that the proposal includes an annual import quota and a minimum import price. They said that, if accepted, this would result in the non-application of countervailing duties on the Cupra Tavascan. The exemption will take effect once the European Commission accepts the undertaking and adopts the corresponding regulation. This process could take a few months. Meanwhile, the carmaker said it is doing everything possible to ensure the additional tariffs do not affect the price of the Tavascan. Since the EU implemented countervailing duties on BEVs made in China on the 1st November 2024, the model has been charged with countervailing duties of 20.7% on top of the existing 10% duty. A spokesperson for the European Commission told Autovista 24 that the door remains open for other companies to submit price undertaking offers as long as they adequately address the issue of Chinese subsidies. Zipcar, the car-sharing platform, looks set to shutter its UK operations by the end of this year. The Avis Budget-owned company has updated its UK site to read, Zipcar proposes to cease operations in the UK, subject to formal consultation with affected employees. Now, while all existing bookings will be honoured, new ones will be temporarily suspended after the 31st of December 2025, pending the outcome of this consultation. Anyone with existing bookings after this point will be contacted by Zipcar. A big thanks to Autovista 24 web editor James Roberts for co-producing this episode, and additional thanks go to Autovista 24 journalist Tom Hooker. The music was Better Find a Solution Fast by Richard Ames. Thank you very much for listening to the Autovista 24 podcast.